listener, sorry. So this one is called manipulative gratitude. My whole life, and I mean my whole life, I've been dealing with this concept of manipulative gratitude, where my parents, friends, jobs made you feel like you needed to be grateful for lack or having a little bit. Now, there's a difference between being grateful for the few in your progression to more and being grateful for the stagnancy of little, or not much. And you realize that you deserve more. And my issue is with this, when I was faced with this manipulative gratitude, I always took it up with the person in power at the time. And I'm realizing as I say this out loud, it never changed every time I took it up with the person in power. Or I always had to take my power back and do whatever it takes to give me what I wanted. And usually when I say give me what I wanted, I mean take what I want. And that in the next season of my life, I will make no room for lack. I will make no room for lack mentality. And that's going to take new discipline, because my paradigm has been developed for lack for so long. But I realize that you gotta get out of this manipulative sense of lack. And when you ask for more from the person in power, or from the person in power, meaning like the person who's giving you those scenarios, circumstances, situation, etc. You're entitled. And I've realized it like as a pattern in my life. Every time I asked for more from a person who was giving me something and they were giving me lack, when I asked for more, I was being entitled, when I was simply asking for what I deserved. And I realized that if I don't take it, I don't get it. And I had to realize that I gotta do myself the favor of abundance. And I can't have too many people have access to me, because of there is a such thing as entitlement, where people feel like you owe them something and you don't. But if you're truly having a good exchange, if you're exchanging lack, you gotta know where you stand as far as I've learned a pattern in my life with my job, with my income, with my job, with my friends. I don't want a lack mentality. And what that means is, I don't want people who feel like they have to give you pennies for you to feel like you're doing something. It's just like at a job. When I was getting paid $10 an hour, I feel like I was scrounging for pennies to survive. And I realized that that's a pattern in my life, where I'm settling for pennies, but I gotta be grateful, because because in the words of Les Brown, I'm not starving in Africa somewhere, or I'm not starving in on the street somewhere. And I ain't saying Africa. I'm not gonna disrespect the mama land like that. But because I'm not starving somewhere, I have to settle for this lack. And I realized that, yo, I deserve more than this. And I finally have accepted that is my personal responsibility. That is no one, if I feel like I deserve more out of a relationship and that person doesn't want to be balanced enough to deliver what I'm offering, like somebody said to me earlier, I gotta leave them alone. And say, picking my face too much. I deserve better. You get what I mean? Because a lot of people have yeah, this manipulative gratitude where it's like, again, there's a difference between um, gratitude for the little that you have and all your needs being met. And it's not the biggest of everything, but you have a roof over your head, you have water, you have clothes, and you're on your process to getting more. And there's a difference between that and just settling for any old thing because you have your needs met. You know what I mean? And I've learned, like I said, that's a personal responsibility. And yeah, that's what I've been accepting. That leveling up is a personal responsibility, and you have to either let people know in your life that this is where I'm going, and you got to do more, or you got to let them be them and keep your distance. Because I've learned that it's not okay to settle for less because you're grateful. It's not okay to do less than what's possible because you're grateful. And when you realize you deserve better, and I'm learning this as like I said earlier in this video, I'm learning as a conflict that you cause havoc because you start saying, no, I deserve better than this. Because what the crazy part about it in this world is that when you teach people how to treat you right, because that's what you do, you teach people you deserve this little bitty itty bitty amount, and that's all they give me. And I've seen that. You know what's crazy? I've seen that up front. Let me give you an example. If you first meet, and I've done this personally, and I've seen this done. When you meet somebody, right, and you're selling a service, and you give them a price that's low, right, and peace, and you give them a price that's low, right, and you do the service, and they give you another job, and then the next job you give them a higher price, or you give them what you really charge, then they cut you off altogether because say, what happened to the other price? I've seen that live and direct. And they always try to stick you for the little price that you gave in the beginning because you settled from that from the beginning. And because you taught them to pay you at that level, You have to have like this, again, this manipulative gratitude that you're grateful that they're giving you work, but you're not getting paid what you deserve. And that's where I'm coming from very recently, where a friend of mine does that. She has a pattern of that, where she gives you work but doesn't pay you what you deserve. So because you have to be grateful for the work she gives you or whatever she's giving you, so you have to you have to settle for less because you want to be grateful for the quote unquote consistent work that is being offered to you. But you have to ask yourself, do I deserve more? Like I told a client, I told a person, if you feel someone is cheating you out of your money, but you're just grateful they're giving you consistent work, some, and I mean some, relationships are not about the money. But you don't want to be cheating yourself and you can't pay your bills because you feel grateful that you're getting work. Now again, there is a time for this. But if you do this to an extreme, you will constantly get the short end of the stick. Because you're grateful you get the work instead of getting what you actually deserve. What you actually are worth. And I've even seen this in friendship where if we're just doing stuff because we're grateful for the friendship, instead of actually developing a meaningful, kind, loving, deep, intimate friendship where we actually grow, help each other heal, help each other become, prepare each other for our wives or our girl or our husbands. We were like, yo, we need to read this book, we need to prepare for our husbands or our wives, we need to go to this retreat. So we start releasing and we start really developing this prosperous friendship where we start making money together, we can do things together, we can our kids can come up to each other's house, like prosperous things. Your daughter calls me uncle. Your son calls me auntie, whatever. Calls you auntie, whatever. I feel safe if my kid is at your house. Go to your auntie house. Because you're not doing this manipulative gratitude. And I realize it because in general, it gets very very frustrating to deal with this manipulative gratitude. Because it's like you're shucking and jiving, being grateful for pennies. When you are when it's different if you're, like I said earlier, if you're grateful like a king or a queen or a goddess, where it's like you're grateful for the experience because it taught you in general, but like that's different than saying I'm gonna be grateful for this little stuff and that's all I'm gonna get. And like a friend of mine was telling me, we were speaking this morning. She said, I wouldn't trade my life for somebody with 6 cars, nice houses. So I'm good. I eat every day. I have a place that I can live at. I'm at peace. I have money to put money in my car. All her needs are met. And am I saying that's not great? Yeah, but that's to her standards. All her standards are met, her needs are met, and she don't need a whole lot of shit. You get what I mean? And I had to accept. I had to accept. I had to accept this stop being grateful for lack mentality. Yes, be grateful for where you are, who you are, what you do, what you have, Be grateful for all of that. But don't be grateful for consistent. But I mean lack. Here's my definition for lack. Meaning you're being grateful for the bare minimum of life. When you tell your kids, I get to abuse you because or mistreat you or disrespect you or not honor you because you have to be grateful, it teaches them lack. So everywhere they go, they're gonna be like, I'm grateful for this. Like it's like that's why I don't like using humble. You gotta be grateful for the little you got, little nigga. You ain't much, get what you can, get your little coins, be grateful. I mean, that's great. But but that's why make people who are wealthy or richer feel bad because they're so grateful for poverty. And when you really look at your life, you're like, yo, there's $0 in my bank account. I'm not living the best life I can. I'm not living up to my potential, but I'm grateful. There comes a point where, like, what are you really grateful for real? Like, again, that's not grateful like a king or a queen. That's grateful like a slave. You're grateful for the bare minimum of life. And you can have more, do more, achieve more. And that's what I'm really working on, like, for real. Stop with this beggar mentality, like, you gotta be grateful for 2 coins. You know? Sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And I'm here to tell you, like, don't let people, nah, you getting blocked. I'm not subscribing to shit. Don't inbox me talking about subscribing. You got me fucked up. You could subscribe to this block. But anyway, that's what I'm doing this morning. In this next 5 months, I'm not accepting lack no more. Period. I'm not accepting lack. Period. I'm not going to be grateful for the bare minimum. I ain't doing it. Yes. Be grateful for what you have, even if it's small. My level of lack is saying if your needs are not being met, if your needs are being met, you're not in lack. You just don't have an abundance of your needs. Called your wants. But my thing is, you should not walk around feeling grateful because you're scraping by. Shit's whack after a while. Shit, you gotta wake up and smell the motherfucking coffee and be like, you know what? Let me get my stupid ass up and do what I need to do. Because you get to realize, and here's the trick with this, when you start asking for more of life or spirit in general, it is your personal responsibility. And that's what had me fucked up for the past like 10 years. I used to think my personal abundance was to some extent someone else's responsibility. When no matter what treason, issue, problem somebody caused me, it was always my responsibility. It was always my responsibility to walk away, get more, achieve more, become more, discipline yourself more, have more, whatever. But yeah, stop falling for this manipulative gratitude. manipulative ass gratitude, because you realize when you back away and you look objectively, you're gonna realize you're getting the bare minimum. And it ain't, and especially if it's being given to you by somebody else, you're gonna realize in friendship, especially in your relationship, a friendship, business partnership, intimate relationship, you gotta be able to step back and say, am I getting the maximum out of this, or am I getting the bare minimum? And if that partner, excuse me, no matter who they are, if that partner is forcing you to be grateful for the bare minimum, you gotta get up and decide to either walk away or say, I'm okay with this bare minimum. And I've learned in my life, I am over that. I am over that. Over it. Grateful for what I have, but I'm over it. Being grateful for the bare minimum. I'm grateful for all the things that I've had in the past year. It's remarkable. Powerful stuff. But this bare minimum shit, I'll tell you like this. It's hard. That's the last thing I'm gonna say. Both is hard. Settling for the bare minimum and working hard for abundance. They're both hard as fuck. And I'm learning. My new hard is abundance. Fuck all that lack shit. Fuck the bare minimum. Both of them. I couldn't even say it's challenge. I can't mix up the word. Both them shits is hard. Because you know why abundance is hard? Because we live in a world that settles for lack and perpetuates lack in every shape, way, or form. That's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. And you just gotta pick your heart, for real. You gotta pick your heart. But comment yes below. Comment yes below for your life coaching consultation. Comment yes, or DM me yes below. DM me yes for your DM me yes for your consultation. Peace.